Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Marvel Monday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Marvel Legends series Secret Wars 40th Anniversary Captain America. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging, and here we have Marvel. Warning! Don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. Marvel Legends Series Secret Wars Captain America. And then a nice big blister showcasing the figure and his accessories. 4 and up, assortment numbers, Hasbro print. Nothing on the bottom, sides, or top, because it's a blister. Excuse me. Here we have Marvel print. Celebrating Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars 40th Anniversary. Captain America. When the Avengers, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four are transported to a strange planet, Captain America is chosen to take the lead in fighting the ultimate war. There it is again in some other languages. And here we have the cross-sale Spider-Man in his black costume, Captain America, Iron Man, Wolverine, Titania, and the Beyonder. And then here's the instructions on how to use the lenticular shield, each sold separately, subject to availability. Attention, especially don't stick stuff in your French pie hole that do not belong there. Warning, attention, Octoon, don't stick things in any other language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give this to babies. The babies don't need it. Small, fine, legalese made in China print. Symbols I'm not going to learn. Barcodes, some more symbols I'm not going to learn. Some more small, fine, legalese print. Marvel print, Hasbro print. Another symbol I'm not going to learn. That, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And we'll start out with accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers to help us take a look at the smaller bits and bobs. And we'll start with, he does come with 2 extra sets of hands, so we'll start with those. And here we have 2 C-grip hands, a left and a right. Nothing we haven't seen before with Captain America's. Nice molded detail, all molded in this red color. Same thing applies to these hands, except for this one is karate chop hand, or maybe forward, but I think that's with 2 fingers. I don't know. And then here we have the superiority finger, or the pointing finger. Hey you, I told you, red, white, and blue for my birthday cake. So there's those, all on in and out hinges. Now here is the extra piece that fits in the shield here. Celebrating Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars 40th Anniversary. And, you know, it's a nice little logo based on the original comic book logo. And then, you know, just to kind of homage it a little bit further, the same rim for the good guy shields. And they added the celebrating. On the other side, just basic instructions on this is how you put it in. And that sounded a little weird, didn't it? Anyway. So next up, we have the lenticular shield, or the shield frame with the lenticular piece in it. And again, these pieces, they're cool. It's a nice throwback to those original figures, and it does have a hinge back here so you can clip it on the figure, or they can hold it in like the C-grip hand, and it folds this way. And then to change out the lenticular piece, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this. Oh, because I'm trying to open it wrong, that's why. So instead of the post up here being one piece, it does split in two. So there's that. And the unfortunate thing of these, like the original shields, you know, had the lenticular piece as part of the shield, and these just have the lenticular piece on top of the cardboard and nothing on the back. So the old Mattel ones, you know, they had a picture on the front and a picture on the back. So, and then the way you put those in, you see the little notches in there, and you just line them up in there and then close it back up. No satisfying snap there, so maybe that's a good thing. Now next up, some of the interesting pieces in this set that we really haven't seen before. So here we have Captain America's shield, and it's all broke up like it did end up in toward the end of the comic, not in the last issue, but you know, leading up to the last issue. So it does have a lot of nice little paint apps or maybe tampos on here. Of course, the red and white rings, the blue in the middle with the white star on it, and then lots of little silver crack painting on there. And they, I guess they kind of match up with the on the back here, so that's cool. Same hinge as on the other shield, and it does, you know, the same way. So let's see. Yes, these cracks are actually molded onto here, or on here, not onto here. So, and it's jagged, and it's not straight jagged. I mean, it's like you can see. There I go, bumping the camera. Like this piece, you know, comes out and, you know, lifts up, and so that's a really cool piece. Not something that you get to see very often. And there are two additional pieces of broken shield, and pretty much everything I said about the bigger piece, you know, it applies to these smaller pieces. So looks like they're all molded in this silver plastic, and then the top is paint apps. And you can see like the cracks are in here, molded in this piece too, but no paint apps for it. Now this piece does have cracks painted on there, so there's that. And then it also comes with an alternate portrait, or an alternate head, and I have to say we don't get this one very often, so it's nice to have angry, ready to battle evil Steve Rogers. And they did a really good job with the face printing on here, I think. Everything looks very nice. The eyes, around the eyes, the teeth, the lips, maybe the ears. They're a little messy. Then we have the nice A, and then the wing bits. So very nice new piece. Hopefully the colors will match up, or you can use it with other Captain Americas if you wanted to, or maybe use some of those other Captain America heads on this Captain America. So let's bring him in for a closer look, and we'll take a look at the figure himself. And I have to say, you know, from the head down, it is the 80th anniversary mold they're still using, and it's a wonderful mold, no doubt about it. However, this one has been updated with pinless elbows and knees. Finally. Now the top piece here, it feels a little bit more rubbery than what we usually see on this mold. So, and I mean, just the plastic overall is a little bit softer feeling than what we're used to with Captain America's. And again, on the head, they did a really good job. You don't really see this kind of smiling Captain America very often, but I have to say, I really wish they'd have done it just as a slight smile and not like full smile with the teeth and all that. Very similar to what's on here. I would have much rather had that type of face on here than this one. Honestly, this one kind of looks a little bit creepy, in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary, but again, you know, the same paint apps and the nice face printing on the eyes and the face, even as creepy as it is. Nice molded detail in here on this chest piece, which is, again, it's very soft feeling. So I kind of want to say it's an overlay, and it is. I think it is, which is, I never really thought of this piece as an overlay before, but I guess I've been wrong all this time. So you can feel it's a little bit gappy in places, so there is that. But it does have this great scale detail on it, and on the upper arms, and like right here across the top of the biceps as well. Of course, we've still got this hole in his back where he can store his shield. And then, you know, nice red and white around the abdomen as per usual. This belt's a separate piece molded in black plastic, and it's kind of rubbery, so it's that softer plastic. Blue paint apps for the belt loops and silver for the buckle, and it does go around all the way around the back. Again, you know, paint apps up here at the tops of the arms for the chainmail or scale or whatever you want to call it, and then white for the arms. Gloves molded, I think, in this red plastic. Same goes for the hands, which on this figure, the way it comes out of the package, are both fists on in and out hinges, but we'll cover that in a minute. And then, you know, from the waist down, it's pretty much molded in blue to the top of the boots. And then the boots are all molded in red, and the feet are molded in red. But still, just great detail throughout this figure. And this was a great figure. This mold was a great mold when it first came out with the 80th anniversary. So I guess that was almost 6 years ago now, maybe. So yeah, last year was the 85th anniversary. So yeah, going on 6 years. Now this mold is almost, this summer I guess it will be 6 years old. So, but still, it's still a great mold. I'm glad to see they finally updated the elbows and the knees. This mold desperately needed that. So let's take a look at his articulation real quick, because I have talked a long time about this already. So he can look up that high, he can look down that far, and it's on a ball and hinge. He's got some chicken neck. He's got some waggle. He can do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, he can raise his arm up slightly past 90 degrees, 360 degrees worth of rotation. Cut at the upper bicep for another 360 degrees worth of rotation. And as I stated before, double hinged, pinless elbow, and it doesn't really, it gets about that much bend out of it. The glove cuffs do get in the way. So 360 degrees of rotation at the wrist on in and out hinge, and in and out hinge on the other side as well. So we have a dumbbell at the top, I think. No, it's not. Duh. It's a standard ab hinge, and it's disguised really well with the striping. So I should know that already. So he crunches forward that far, and he bends backwards that far. No left and right hula, anything like that. Again, the belt is a separate piece, and it floats, and you have to float it up just a little bit. There's a straight cut across the waist. That gives him a 360 degree rotation there. He can give you that much of the splits, He kicks forward approximately 90 degrees, back about 3/4 of a step, I guess. Cut at the upper thigh for another 360 degree rotation, and again, as I stated before, double hinged pinless knee, and it gives you that much bend. Cut at the mid shin, or a boot cut, if you will. 360 degrees of rotation there, and at the ankles, tilts down that far, tilts up that far. And forward facing pin for rocker. There you have it, my friends. There's a look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Marvel Legends series Secret Wars 40th Anniversary Captain America with the Marvel Legends series Marvel Comics 80th Anniversary Captain America and the Marvel Legends series Marvel Legends 20th Anniversary Captain America. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Marvel Legends series Secret Wars 40th Anniversary Captain America, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance Stan the Man Lee from G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander from Star Wars The Black series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Marvel Legends series Secret Wars 40th Anniversary Captain America, I have to say I am a little disappointed in the fact that each iteration of Captain America we get on this mold becomes lighter and lighter in the blue color. Of course, if you watch the comparison parts of the video, you could see what I mean. You know, the 80th anniversary, he was, you know, really of a dark blue. And then the Marvel Legends 20th anniversary, he was, I would call that a regular shade of blue. And then this one is a bit lighter than that. And that's disappointing to me because I was hoping to be able to use the alternate heads in between, you know, both figures. Especially with this one being updated with the pinless elbows and knees. So, you know, the shield, you can still, you know, use that in between the 20th anniversary and this one. So there is that. But, you know, I was really hoping to use, you know, be able to use that full range of different heads through it, you know, on both of these figures. But I guess that is not going to be a thing now because the blues are different. Now I will have to say, I do like the head sculpts on, I don't know, I like the eyes on this version better than the other one. The smiley head for this one is a bit creepy looking. I don't really see using that one much, so it's not too bad that I don't get to use that one much. But this angry head, or being able to pop the regular face on this Captain America from the 20th anniversary, you know, it all kinds of sucks. And I really wish we'd get a blue one, you know, in this shade of blue, but with the head sculpt from the 80th anniversary, because that's my favorite head sculpt of all the Captain Americas. And it definitely doesn't match up. Now, as far as this figure goes, I do like the broken shield accessory. The lenticular piece is a little disappointing in the fact that it only comes with one lenticular piece and it's not even double-sided. Like the originals, you know, the lenticular screen piece was actually in the shield, and you had, I think, 4 total double-sided lenticular pieces to go in that shield with each figure. So, but at least I will say, you know, at least this Cap does get a shield other than the lenticular one, which did not happen with the original Mattel Secret Wars Captain America. He got one shield and it was the lenticular one. So, big improvement there. At least this one comes with appropriate accessories. Now, as far as the shield goes, you know, all those little cracks are sculpted in, so it's at least a retool of an existing shield, but it may be, you know, an all-new sculpt. And I do appreciate that attention to detail, especially they went in and, you know, there's paint apps or tampos or whatever for each one of those little cracks. Not necessarily the ones on the inside, even though they're molded in there, they're not painted, and that's okay, I guess. And, you know, I like the fact that not only is this shield broken, but it does come with 2 pieces that are broken off of it. So this one is not just good for Secret Wars. If you ever wanted to try and recreate that ad for the Acts of Vengeance crossover, then this broken Captain America shield would work well for that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you do a little research. It's cool. It's like, you know, there was this one guy, if you haven't read it, who wanted revenge on the Avengers, and he turned all of the villains kind of against them, and then he mixed them up. So it's like, you know, Captain America wasn't fighting somebody who he normally would fight, or Iron Man wasn't fighting someone he would normally fight, and so on. You get the gist of it. And the ad for that had all the Avengers weapons, you know, Cap's shield, Mjolnir, Hawkeye's bow. Those are the ones I can remember off the top of my head. They were like laying next to each other, and they were all broken. So that's what I mean about that. And it's a really cool looking advertising piece, and I wish the storyline had been just as good as that advertising piece. It's not that it was bad, but, you know, you did get to see a fight between Magneto and the Red Skull, so you can imagine the tension there. So, you know, I did enjoy Acts of Vengeance. I think it could have been done a little better than what it actually was, but that's just me. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Secret Wars, and that's a great story. Even at 40 years old, one of the best crossovers to be published in comic books, at least. But, you know, I'm glad they finally updated this guy with the pinless elbows and knees. And, you know, I do like the shade of blue on it. It does remind me of Cap in the comic books, and again, I just wish that it had matched up more with the 20th anniversary. But if wishes were horses, my friends, we'd never have to buy action figures again. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I am now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link, and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.